Hello my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be making a very quick and simple May themed junk journal. May as in the month of May, because May is my birthday month. And I have done this before in the past and have had a lot of fun with it. And basically what it's going to be is a very tiny 1 month, meaning that I only plan on working in this for the month of May. Basically, I don't even know if it's really going to be a junk journal. It might be a little bit more of a glue book kind of thing, but basically it's going to be filled with all of my favorite things. So I started pulling out some book pages and papers that I thought I would use. And obviously I'm going to be including Siamese cats. That's a given. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna turn the camera around and I'm gonna film myself putting this thing together, and maybe it will, sorry, I've rented lips today, maybe it will inspire you to do something similar, depending on when your birthday is, or maybe you just want to make a tiny little notebook to do something for yourself. You know, because we have these bigger journals, and sometimes it is kind of fun to just have a journal that doesn't require a whole lot of effort to get from start to finish, right? So I've got this collection here of just odds and sods, papers that I've ripped out, things that I've just sort of thrown in here as I've gone along. I'm not even 100% sure what all is in here. But I think there'll be a few things that will work. So anyways, I'm not going to be super particular about what goes in it as far as putting the papers together, other than we'll start with some stuff that I really like, and then, you know, obviously as the month goes on, we'll fill it with more things that I like. So without any further ado, let's get the camera turned around and start picking out. One of my favorite things to do when I'm making journals is picking out the papers. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, Roo. So the only criteria that I have for this project is that the papers just have to make me happy. That's it. The whole point of this journal is to bring me joy and put a smile on my face. And that's not going to be hard to do because I have a lot of really pretty papers here. So I was going through and I was like, oh. So it will include cats, Siamese cats in particular. What do I have here? Oh, I thought these smocking images were really quite pretty. And it reminded me, I had two really pretty little dresses when I was a little girl. And they both had smocking on the front. And I was absolutely fascinated. But I can't smock, by the way. I would love to learn one day. And considering I spent the majority of my adult life sewing, I thought this would sort of be appropriate. That just words. Now, I love flowers. So I have this. And then hydrangeas and roses are two of my all-time favorite. So that is going to be a no-brainer. We got some more. I'm not really even sure how many pages we're going to put in this, because it is only for 1 month. And I was sort of thinking as well that you guys know it has to have graph paper in it and a few numbers. Yeah, I was thinking that 31 days in the month. So, I don't know. I'm thinking at most maybe 10 pages. So that's 20, well, maybe 12. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Now, like I was saying, I was thinking about using this as the cover, because obviously butterflies are really pretty, and butterflies represent transformation and change. And of course, I'm always thinking about ways to try and change for the better and to do things better. But the more that I was looking at these papers, the more I think I want this to be the cover. And it's not very May, I have to say. The colors aren't exactly May, but it really does make me happy. So the question really is the size. Do I want it to be this size or do I want it to be the bigger size? Traditionally, I do prefer the longer, like I cut some of the bottom. So this is going to be about 11 by 6. Or do I want something a little bit smaller because it's going to be... Anyways, we can decide on the size later. Let's pick paper. And I found this, I got this page out of a Edith Holden book. So obviously that's got to go in. That's perfect. So let's just have a look through. Where's my bin here? We'll pick out some papers and then narrow it down. So I've got things like this, which are kind of fun. I might stick that in the middle. No, I think I want to try and find some Lily of the Valley to go in the middle. So what have we got? Sunflowers. No, that's more of an autumn. This was shelf paper. Is this in... Oops. This is close. Hang on. Okay, that's going to go in. I'm going to try not to overthink this as a rule. Let's see, what else we got? We've got... Oh, look, perfect. An old calendar. I mean, that's not going to get sewn in, but we'll leave that to the side because I really quite like this. I do love a good doily, I have to say. My house is full of doilies. I'm sort of like an old lady trapped in a not quite so old lady's body. Let's see, quick. Like I said, trying not to overthink. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Those look like spring flowers. And, oh, perfect. Lily of the Valley. I love Lily of the Valley. Oh my God. The smell is just so amazing to me. Oh, there's a fun cat. Ooh, that's fun. My granny really loved sheep, and I love cats. What's on the back here? Okay, let's put that out. We'll have to whittle these down. What else we got in here? Atomic Worlds, no. Some of this, oh, speaking of, okay, so we've got to have an owl in here for my granny. Okay. What was I saying? Some of these I will cut up and use. Haha! This is kind of fun. I do love spaghetti. Let's pull that out. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, granny, owl. I have to have an owl and a fox somewhere. Okay, so I do have this as well. This graphic 45 paper. This has got the owl and the fox here, because fox represents my Baba, and the owl represents my granny. The fox, is there an owl on this side? I don't think so. Okay, this seems more summery, but I think we might put it in. Okay, so the challenge for me here is going to be to not cram a whole ton of paper in here. And some of these things, like, how cute is this strawberry shortcake? But I think instead of putting her in as a page, I would much rather cut that out and create a pocket or something. So let's leave that. We'll come back to this throughout the month as we work on this journal. Canada. I don't know. I mean, I love where I'm from, but I don't know if I want it in my birthday month journal. This is wallpaper that my friend Emma sent one of my birthday presents in years ago that I kept. This might be kind of fun to put in as a paper, as a actual page. See, this is adorable. I love this. Beatrix Potter. But I don't think I want to put this in. We'll cut that out and use it for something. Let me put that to the side. Okay, you know what? I think that's got the paper. Let me move this out of the way. As you all know, I tend to really like to cram these journals full of papers, and then I never get to the end of them. But that would be That would be a nice page like that. Cut that off. Okay, so we've got the owl and the fox for Granny and Baba, so that definitely stays. We had this owl, but maybe we don't need that because we already have this representation. This might be better off as a pocket, so let's take that out. Okay, so we got Lily of the Valley. That's kind of fun. I like that. But this might be better as a pocket, right? So let's see. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a journal spot. If I'm going to stick with the bigger pages, I don't think I want these smaller ones. So maybe... Okay, so then that would work as a page. And then what I might do is create a pocket in behind. Oh, there's that. That would be a really good pocket too, wouldn't it? Ah, look at this cutie patootie. Huh, okay, I'm slowly talking myself out of actual pages. Now here's something. Okay, so that's got S for Siamese cat. So that would be good for just gluing stuff on it and not carrying what's underneath it. This is out of a vintage book about Britain, and I absolutely I absolutely love Britain. I was thinking I would butt these together and tape them to create the... I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so there's that. And then, okay, so what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just because it's pretty. 9, because it's graph paper. 10, because these are 2 of my favorite flowers. The wallpaper, did I count the wallpaper? 10, no, okay. So it's 11, 12, because it's pretty. You know, I think we're going to stick with these papers. 13, just because they're pretty. Okay, I got spaghetti. Flowers and spaghetti. I have to say, my favorite foods are spaghetti, potatoes, cheese, bread. All the things you're not supposed to eat. Is it too weird to put spaghetti in amongst the flowers? No. No, I say no, because we're going to put a lot of other weird stuff as we go along in the month. Okay, I think that's going to be it. And then I think I do want this to be the cover. So the question is, I really do have to decide, do I want it to be the full length or something smaller? For some reason, I'm leaning towards something a little bit smaller so that I would fold this up and create a pocket on the inside like this. So here we go, I'm committing. And that's always part of for me, part of the thing is, what papers do I include as pages? Make sure I'm in here. And what pages do I include to use as other things other than, like, you know, like this. I could turn her into a tuck spot if I cut around her, right? I think she's better served as something like that. And, you know, I've also talked about my reluctance to cover up really nice paper with things because I'm weird that way. So I think what we'll do is we're going to make the structure of this journal with papers that I'm not so concerned whether or not what I put on it, because I'm just weird that way. And then all these fun things that we pulled out at the beginning we'll use to create pockets. Like, really, that would make a lovely pocket. Okay, let's do that. in the interest of not overthinking, let's just start folding. Right? So I think the other thing too is, yep, that's going to fit in there nicely. Okay, so then what did I end up... so this is going to end up being 6 by almost 9.5. That works. That works. That's good. So this started because during COVID, ooh, that's ripped there. My my friend Denise and I were talking about birthdays, and of course during lockdowns nobody could really do much. Maybe that should be a pocket too. Could do much because we were all locked in. And you know, I'm not one of those people that gets sort of twisted about my birthdays as I get older. I quite like my birthday, and I do consider getting older a privilege, because I have had many friends who have not had the privilege of getting older. So I'm not upset by these things. Anyways, long story short, she had said that one thing that she likes to do, and something that she had spent more time in particular doing, I think, during the lockdowns, was instead of just celebrating her birthday, she celebrates her whole birthday month. And I know of other people who have talked about celebrating their birthday week or something like that, right? And I know that for some people, birthdays are weird and they don't like getting older, but I don't know. I mean, I think we should just celebrate. I mean, any good reason to celebrate, in my opinion, right? Okay, so what am I... Let's do this because I like that there. Anyways, so she really encouraged me, and one of the things that we talked about was me creating a May journal or a glue book or what have you for me to work in for the entire month of May. And the first year I did it, I felt a little bit strange because I wasn't really sure what I was doing or even why. Not so much not why I was doing it, but I was sort of like, I didn't want to be, what's the word? Sort of conceited or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be like, it's my birthday. I'm just going to glue stuff in about me all month. But then I was kind of like, well, why not? Like, let's just celebrate the things that we like. The things that light us up. I mean, I talk a lot about this on the channel, about things that make us happy. And, life is short. Let's really indulge when we can the things that make us happy, like spaghetti and roses. I don't know. Better not to question. Let's just go with these things and go with the flow, right? Okay, what other smaller papers do I have that we want to put in here? We're going to go with the smocking page. And these are from the 70s, as you can tell. Look at her face. That's so funny. So that's going to go in there too. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas. This is going to be great. It's going to be a real Mod Podge. So yeah, and in the past, I've just stuck things in this book. Pictures that I really like. Things about the month of May that I really like, which includes lilacs, lily of the valley, just you guys all know that I'm a huge fan of autumn, and I love Halloween and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm not completely, I do love spring, and it's the summer and the heat. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. And as they like to say. Okay, so I'm just kind of babbling on here. Okay, so now we've got this paper, and I do like to include something about my granny and my Baba in just about everything I do, because they were just very important to me. You know what I'm thinking? If I want to keep both the fox and the owl, I'm going to have to go this way. And I want the bunny. So seeing as this isn't going to be a very big journal, even though that repeat is going the wrong way, I think I'm going to add in a few of these pockets going this way. Because if I go this way, then I get Baba there, or Granny there, and Baba here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I mean, I love the dark, mysterious part of autumn. I love knowing there's a rest that comes after autumn, because I do find summertime to be fairly intense. I mean, it's just a lot to do, right? Like in the wintertime, you're inside and you're doing your whatever. And I find I'm very scattered in the summertime. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to do the gardening, I got to cut the grass, I gotta, and I do enjoy those things, but I find it can be difficult to just stay on top of everything, right? Okay, so now what do we got here? This, I don't know, I'm getting a little, what do we got here? I'm getting a little bit bulky, so I'm going to leave the graph paper for now, because there are other ways to include graph paper. I've got this one that's a little bit thinner. So I think what we're going to do is put this down. The other fun thing about my birthday, my dad's birthday is the day after mine. So growing up, we always would celebrate our birthdays together, which was always fun. Okay, so let's do like this. I'm going to fold this on this side here, and then we're going to fold it here. So yes, in case you hadn't guessed it, I'm a Gemini, which is exhausting, I have to say. I make jokes that I really wish that I had been born a Libra, because Libras are so balanced, and the curse of the Gemini is having this twin personality thing, which can be really exhausting. Which, you know, I make jokes that I come by my overthinking, honestly, because I am a Gemini, and it's just what we do. We've got to think everything over a million times and go through it. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think I'm going to put this one sort of in the middle. So let's trim this so that it's a little bit straighter. And then it's not going to butt up exactly, but, you know, it's going to be in the crease, so you're not really going to notice it so much. Now, where are we going to fit? Where's my cover here? Ooh, we're going to have, I really want him to fit in there. Okay, so then let's, and really it's not so much Trafalgar Square that I'm after as it is the guard and the bus and Big Ben. Okay, so then let's go here like this. I mean, I could fold this in and just have, oh, you know what, maybe that's what we'll do. Let's fold this, and then I'll stitch it in so that there's these little bits on this side, and then I'll tape something on here through at some point, and we'll do something with it, whether it's a pocket or something else like that. Okay. All right, so let's cut off part of the top of the sky. Actually, Yep, that fits. That fits, that fits. Okay. So let's count and see what I've got. Which way do I want to put it? Okay, so let's just see. Let's see how many I have, and then I'll organize them. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 24. Let's put this one in. And I guess 24. Let's just add these two. And then I think we'll call it a day. It doesn't have as many. I'm just looking here. It doesn't have as many. Ooh, I like these polka dots. Let's switch one of these out. It doesn't have as many book pages in it as I originally anticipated, but that's fine. This is a good way of using up some of this this paper as well. Okay, so let's come here. So I don't really have any other plans for May, although I made sure that I didn't have any doctor's appointments or dentist appointments in May. And here comes my neighbor home with his motorbike. So yeah, this is I think my 4th year doing this, and it's always turns out to be way more fun than because sometimes again I'm like, do I really have time to do this? But it's fun to have, I don't know, it's just fun to have a journal where you're celebrating all the things that you like, as opposed to, I don't know, there's a certain freedom in it. I don't know how else to say it. Okay, so let's go like this. I tend not to write so much in these journals. It's more about, let's put this one here in the front. It's more about just recording images. You know, this is a much more visual journal than a lot of the other ones that I do. Do I like the pocket like that? No, I don't. I thought I would, but let's do it like this. And then we've got green here. That's good. Hang on, you can't see what I'm flipping through here. So let's put, we'll put Big Ben here. And then let's put the smocking one here. And then spaghetti. Oh, you know there's going to be pictures of scalloped potatoes in here. Toast. I always make jokes that it's the food of my ancestors that I desperately crave, right? So, my dad's family's Ukrainian. This looks good because we made jokes about spaghetti and roses earlier. So my dad's family's Ukrainian. So I say that my love of potatoes and bread comes honestly, because that is the food of my people. Okay, so where I had a Siamese, here we go. Let's stick that in there to sort of, oh yeah, this is I have to say, this is very pretty, which is really what the month of May is. May is very, very pretty. May smells great too. You know, between the lilacs and the lily of the valley, May smells amazing. Okay, hang on. I am gonna overthink just a little bit. I want this green here. Okay, so now, hang on though, we've got this. Let's stick this guy here. Oh yeah, now this is good. This is good. So then we'll put this shelf paper one there. And I think we're just going to put that in the middle there. Usually I would put something like this, but for some reason I don't want to. I do love a good doily. I have to say, I don't know what it is. Lots of people make fun of me, but I love doilies. They're all over the house upstairs. Okay, my friends, this is really, I'm loving this. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 28 pages. I think that's going to be good for 1 month. And then you know me, I like to add pages in, right? We're going to have like, I mean, I could do something like that in the middle, but I'd rather use that. I think it makes more sense to turn these, cut these out and turn these into pockets, although that's kind of fun in the middle too, isn't it? My granny loved sheep. My granny was, she had a friend named Barbara who owned a sheep farm. I'm going to put this in the middle. And she would go, Barbara would shear the sheep, and my granny would go and buy the wool from her. And she had a spinning wheel, and she would spin it. Well, first she would take it home, and I would go with her to go to the farm. And then we'd drag these garbage bags, huge garbage bags full of wool. The smell of fresh wool to this day just immediately sends me back to my granny's kitchen. So we would wash the wool because it would be full of dirt and bugs and leaves and all kinds of stuff, right? And then she would card it and dry it, and then she would spin it, and then she would dye it with different kinds of natural plants and things. And then she would spin it, or she would knit with it. My granny was a woman ahead of her time on many levels, and on some levels she was someone who was very traditional with her arts and crafts, you know? Okay, that looks great. And you know what? This is going to be nice because this will remind me of making this video with you and putting this in here and talking about my granny too. So, okay, let's get this stitched together. She tried to teach me how to use a spinning wheel, but it's a lot harder than it looks, I have to say, because the wool would break. But my goodness, I love the smell of fresh wool and the oiliness of it. Oh. Even wet wool. If I have like a sweater and it gets wet, a wool sweater, if it gets wet and I smell that smell, oh my God, it's like, it's such a nice little time capsule because it means I'm like instantly back in the kitchen with my granny, you know? Even though she's been gone for quite a long time, it still makes me feel like she's nearby. Okay, let's get this stitched up and call it a day. So I've got my wax thread. So I will probably speed up this part of the video. Okie dokie, here we go, here we go. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. So the other thing that I've decided too that I want to do through this process is we're gonna dig out some supplies that I don't use very often, and we're going to incorporate the whole idea, because you know, we talk about the fact that we all have these craft rooms full of supplies and we forget about some of the stuff that we have. So I thought it would be fun to pull out some rubber stamps and some other things and incorporate using supplies that I don't use very often in this whole celebration month process, right? Yeah, I'm loving this. This is great. This is really great. Okay, everybody, that's the plan. Stan, that's the plan for the month. I mean, we'll be doing other things as well, but this is going to be a lot of fun. Yep, I like this. I like how this turned out. I think this will be just the right amount of pages, because I do have a tendency to get over excited and put too much in, thinking that I'm going to do all kinds of things that in the end I really just I'm not able to manage. So I will put something on the back for a closure, and there you have it. I'll do something on the cover. I'll put something with the word May on there, I think, in 2024, or maybe on the inside. I don't know. But yeah, so that's it for today's video, everybody. If you like this, please give it a little tiny thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and it certainly helps YouTube and the algorithm. Maybe this will inspire you to make a May or a June, or even if your birthday was in March or April, you could pretend and you could, you know, make a birthday journal for yourself in May, even if your birthday was in a different month. That's not coming up, right? Yeah, so stay tuned for the further adventures of the birthday month May journal. And until then, speak kindly to yourselves, enjoy your journal process, and until the next video, I will speak to you soon. Mwah. Thanks, everybody. Take care. You want to say hi to everybody? Yeah? Did you have enough tuna today? Yeah, I don't know. That face kind of says, maybe not. Maybe not.